There were groups that were intent on tearing down the government. So we had informants in there. We also did some of these things against the Black Panther Party. It was simply trying to wreck the groups that were trying to wreck the country.
In the shadows of American history, an insidious program aimed to dismantle the fight for civil rights. This is the story of COINTELPRO and its impact on the Black Panther Party, a party that included the family of world-renowned rap artist Tupac Shakur.
In the 1960s civil rights movement, the Black Panther Party was one of the most dominant revolutionary-based groups in the country, with a reach that would eventually become global and an impact that was eternal. For the first time in history, a revolution was indeed televised. There was a group of people who refused to compromise and were ready to risk their lives to turn the tide in favor of the people. The proletariat mentality had gained a stronghold, and a group called the Black Panthers were publicly platforming such concept. A corrupt government's most tangible fear is a united people. This is exactly what Black Panther Party member Fred Hampton understood, for it was Hampton who unified these groups under the name the Rainbow Coalition. The Panthers were perceived as the government's biggest threat to social order and the status quo. Enter J. Edgar Hoover, who launched a counterintelligence program that sought to keep commie groups at bay. What followed was a coordinated internal attack of these groups through undercover infiltration, courtesy of the FBI and the CIA.
On March 8, 1971, the revolution changed. A group boldly dubbed the Citizens Commission to investigate the FBI broke into a Media, Pennsylvania FBI office. The heist procured over 1,000 documents that revealed numerous illegal FBI operations which violated citizens' First Amendment rights. The most astounding documents substantiated the existence of the CIA's counterintelligence surveillance program. COINTELPRO derailed and disbanded the Black Panther Party through infiltration, deception, harassment, intimidation, and violence. They used informants and even agents to infiltrate the party. Their primary objective was to discredit and disrupt the group internally. BS correspondences, anonymous letters, telephone calls, and even bogus pamphlet publications were tools they used to achieve the latter goal. This is also a form of psychological warfare. Harassment was next level. Panther activists were faced with eviction, vandalism, grand jury subpoenas, falsely arrested or framed. Additionally, acts of violence were both threatened and employed, all in an effort to frighten members and or disrupt their movement. It's real easy for government agents to conceal crime. They either never reveal their identity as a government agent in the first place, or they justify their actions through fictitious, falsified legal pretexts. The goal of COINTELPRO was not simple oversight or moderation. It was eradication. They did not simply disrupt the Black Panther Party's activities. They deliberately fanned the flames of division and paranoia. On April 2nd, 1969, 21 members of Harlem's Black Panther Party chapter were arrested for coordinating the bombings of department stores, police stations, and the Bronx Botanical Gardens. Bail was set at $100,000 a person. During the Panther 21 trial, a month away from giving birth to Tupac Shakur, and out on bail herself, Afeni Shakur, made the decision to represent herself and the 20 other incarcerated Panther members. During the trial, it was revealed that this entire plan was hatched primarily by undercover agents who were unaware that the person they were plotting these bombings with were actually other undercover operatives, and that the actual dynamite itself was supplied by undercover agent Roland Hayes. Additionally, dynamite sticks found underneath the 44th precinct were also planted by undercover agents who later switched to sticks for fake ones, resulting in the explosion of one blasting cap, which created the illusion of a planned bombing. Dynamite sticks were also planted by agents at the 24th precinct, but the improper lighting of the fuse made it clear that the explosives planted there weren't even functional. Afeni Shakur also got Ralph White, whom she suspected of being an undercover agent in the Black Panther Party because of his persistent recommendations for violence, to admit that the activist work they had done together was, quote, powerful, inspiring, and beautiful. and that he had misrepresented the Panthers to his police superiors, and even answered yes when asked if he had in fact betrayed his community.
There were people who you could tell were clearly Asian provocateurs in some of the demonstrations. You'd see a guy with a crew cut wingtips and a tie-dyed t-shirt on saying, "Kill the pigs. Think you need to go back to acting school. You're not pulling it off."
And I saw how fear within the resistance community can break the spirit of that community. That is, what happens when you begin to think, maybe she's a double agent? That kind of thing, it shrinks the discourse. It shrinks the possibility of resistance. It makes you more afraid and more lonely.
The FBI and the CIA discovered that planting seeds of distrust amongst the revolutionary populace, combined with persistent harassment and a sprinkle of necessary resource prevention, sent a clear message that the risk of making a change through membership of a revolutionary group is not worth the life-threatening risk of government surveillance which might follow. This message was sent loud and clear. However, I beg the current power structure to obtain civil obedience through the promotion of humanity and love for the common man, and when power structures deviate from this, we should strive to imitate the revolutionary resilience and camaraderie of the Black Panther Party.